Hi, it's Phil from the BandLab Academy, teaching music to the world's digital learners. And in this video, I'm going to show you 4 simple ways to make a great bass line from any chord. Let's do it. So in the last video, we learnt how to create 4 simple chords. Here they are: C major, G major, A minor, F major. So the first thing we need to do is choose a good bass sound. And to do that, we go to the left-hand corner and add track and choose instruments, not bass. Go to instruments, one click, and you'll see a new instrument track which defaults to a piano. And so click on the piano icon, and what we want to do is go to the piano where it says under instrument, piano, and we've got 2 choices. We've got bass at the top, which is a selection of acoustic basses, or electric basses I should say, dub bass, funky slap. You can choose which one you want if that's your choice, or you can go down to synth bass, which I'm going to choose. And once again, if you go to deep house, it's the first one on the list, but we've got a huge range to choose from. And for this demonstration, I'm going to go for drive bass. Sounds like this. And I've chosen that one because it's got a long sustain. In other words, when we hold down the note, it stays there and we can hear it. So the next thing is to look at the notes in the first chord, G, C and E. If I double click, I get the mix editor up. There's the chord, and if I click on the first note, G, second note, C, third note, E. Okay, so I'm going to choose one note out of that chord. It could be a G, a C or an E. So for now, I'm going to choose the G, and I'm going to play it on the QWERTY keyboard. So let's find out where that is. There's the G. I'm going to just scrabble around. There, I found it. It's the B on a QWERTY keyboard, the letter B. And this is the very simplest of bass lines. I'm going to just play the B note on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very straightforward, very basic. And one way I could do this is to click on bar 6, that's where it's going to come in, and press the round record button. I'll have a 4-bar count in to get me into the timing, and then it'll just record. Here we go. There it is. And let's have a listen. Rewind to 6 and play. Now, do you remember last time we looked at how to get perfect timing using the Quantize function? You don't have to use this. You might like a human feel, but I, for this one, would like it dead on the beat. So I'm going to double click the pattern I just recorded. 1, 2. And up comes the MIDI editor again. And you can see that it's not quite on the bar line. And that's fine. I'm only human after all. I'm going to quantize them. And this is to put any beat, any note in perfect time with a grid. So first of all, I'm going to select all notes by holding down the mouse and dragging down. And you can see I've selected all 4 of them. And then go across to the left hand side, which is the Quantize function. It's a 1/16 at the moment. And I'm going to go to 1/4. And that means when I quantize, they should go nicely into the quarter grid. Watch carefully. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. Move them, and they've gone exactly on the first, second and third beats of the bar. Let's have a listen. Bar 6. That's exactly the sound I wanted. Now I'm going to copy this now, and to do this I'm going to right click, copy, and make sure that I'm exactly on bar 7, and right click and paste. I could have played this as I did last time, but this time I'm going to just change the notes on the grid. You can see the second set of notes exactly the same. So let's make this a little bit more interesting. I'm going to put them on the offbeat, and what that means is they're not going to play on the first beat of the bar, but the second half. Let me explain. I'm going to select those notes, and I'm going to shorten them slightly. And I can shorten them all at the same time by selecting them and making them just a little bit shorter. So at the moment they sound like this. Exactly the same notes, but now I'm going to put them onto the off beat, which means they don't come in on the first beat of the bar, they come in slightly later, a half a beat later. It's very simple because I've got the grid line, so I'm going to just literally shift them to the second line. Let's go back. That's the first beat, and that's the second one. And now this is called an off beat, and you'll hear the effect. Let's go to the first one, so it's going to play the first chord. And that works actually well with the C major as well as the G major because they both have the same note in, a G. It's great for dance music as well. It uses it a lot, like house, that sort of thing. Really nice to have an offbeat. But maybe I want to change to two notes instead of just the one. So I can see it's G, B and D. So what I could do is change the second note to the B, which is here. On the QWERTY keyboard again, I'm just using the up and down arrows to change the note. This is the one I'm aiming for, just below the C, the B, which is here. Here we go. There it is. Keep that one. The G, the B, the G. Let's put that one up to B as well, using the arrows. Let's have a listen. Okay, so that's method 2, the offbeat and changing it to two notes. Let's go to the next chord, which is A minor, A, C and E. Let's have a listen. A, C and E. So this time I'm going to play three notes for the bass line. The A, the C and the E. Let's use the QWERTY keyboard for this. A, C and E. Let's change to the pitch, A. There it is, A, C, E. And let's introduce a new element to this. I'll go from the E, C, A. So I'll go downwards. So I'm ready to record E, C, A. Let's have a listen. Let's just split that to make it really obvious. Right click, slice the track, double click. I can see it isn't quite in time. So once again, lasso them over to the left, 1/4 and quantize. Have a listen. And you noticed I held on to this note so it's longer, which felt right. So the other thing we can do is experiment with the length of the notes. Let's have a listen to the three chords so far. So the fourth method to create a bass line is perhaps to listen to the rhythm, and so I'm going to focus on the drum beat and decide on which notes I'm going to play. It's the F major, it could be A, C or F, or any combination of them, 1, 2 or 3. But the important thing we're going to focus on here is the drum machine. So let's click on the drum machine for a minute, and obviously any beat that you have to listen to what the beat is. Let's play this. So I like this kick, the snare and the kick, and it's nicely presented in the drum machine so you can see exactly where the kick and the snare is. So the three notes I'm going to put in are the kick there on the first beat of the bar, on the 5th segment is the snare, and on the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th is the kick drum. Let's hear it again. So that's quite an interesting rhythm because it's just before the beat. So I'm going to be playing A, C or F. Let's go to the bass again. A, C or F. Change to pitch. I'm going to concentrate on the two notes. A, C, A. Let's loop this one round by right-clicking, set cycle to selection and play. And now I can practice playing along. This is a little bit more advanced because the offbeat is quite tricky. So let's give it a try. Rewind to bar 9, record, here we go. That seemed about right. I can listen to it. So right click again, set cycle. Okay, it seems obvious to me now that that last note, let's double click, this one was late. Oops. And you can see it was way late. It should be right on that line. So what I could do is just move it myself and see if that sounds right. Now it's too soon. So what I need to do is go to the view, grid size, and 1/16. And now you can see there's a few more lines, which means I can push it halfway between where we were before. Let's have a listen. That's it. So let me make sure that this one is on the grid and this one too. And now let's play all 4 of them. So let me make it clear. That is not a bass line I would normally put together because there's too many different variations on it. So I might pick this first one here, which was on the beat all the way through the 4 chords, or I might have chosen the offbeat and played that all the way through the 4 chords. But for this video I'm exploring how you take any chord and produce 4 different styles of bass line. Now that's just the beginning, but I hope that's given you some ideas. We've looked at on the beat, off the beat, using 2 notes, using 3 notes, using quantize, and using the rhythm of whatever beat you've got to your song so far. I hope this has been of value to you. I hope this has been useful and inspiring. And if it has, please subscribe and ring the bell so that you don't miss the next video, which is going to take this one step further, which is using something called arpeggios to enhance a chord. And arpeggios are simply playing the notes of the chord in certain different rhythms. Till the next time, keep making music.